Okay, we're going to continue our conversation about variables, constants, and setup of a problem. So from our last example, what we had learned was that the point that we had both constants and variables sometimes in examples. So in this next example, what we're going to learn is that we don't always have a units given to us outright. And sometimes we need to use some inference skills in order to decide which ones those are based upon the ones that we do know. So we're going to be asked to do quite a few different things in this example that we have right here. So I'm going to call this example number 3 in keeping with the with what I had done before, and we're going to be taking this example and we're going to be doing the example as it's described here. So if I have a space in my backyard that I would like to place my garden that is 5 feet long but can be different widths, answer the following questions. So first of all, what we know is that we have a length right here. And this length right here is 5 feet. But what we know is that the garden can be this long, or it could be this long, or it could be this long. You get the point. And so based upon how long it is, that would make the different areas here. So in one case, we would have an area that looked like this. In another case, we might have an area that looked like this. And in another case, we may have an area that looks like this. And so in each of those cases, the area is changing. So what we've learned from these basic scenarios is that our area is one of our variables in this case. So what we have is we need to know the area, A, and we'll call that a capital A like I described before. And we know that that area is equal to the length times the width. And that is something that we don't know. And so then we also have the length, which we know that's our L, our length, and we have the width W. And in this particular case, we know the length. Our length is a constant, and that constant is 5 feet. And our width is again an unknown amount of feet, because if we're measuring the length in feet, then it would only make sense to measure the width in feet. When you're going to be dealing with units, units must be consistent. So that means our length must be in feet. Now, we know to get our area that our area is going to be our length times our width, which means that our area is going to be in square feet. And another way of saying that is that we have feet squared like that. So that's what we're going to be doing there. And so that is our setup of this problem, and it gives us our different parts, our variable here of area, our constant, which is the length this time, another variable width, and it shows us that we could have different areas, that's the variable quantity, dependent upon a constant quantity of 5 feet long and different variable widths. And so that concludes these two topics of variables, constants, and how to put them together.